Brock.
Yeah.
I got a joke for you.
Okay, go for it.
This comes to us from Shady White Guy. Shout out Shady White Guy. We haven't had shout outs last week, so we had to start this one with a shout out. So Shady White Guy says, what's Luke's favorite time of the year? What is Luke Skywalker's favorite time of the year?
Arbor Day.
You're right. It is October. He wrote that joke in October. Now it's November, so it's not as funny.
Oh, we failed you.
we failed him. Well, I don't think
just like that joke failed.
I laughed at it when I read it. I was like,
it's more of like a sight joke, though.
Well,
I had to think. I got it.
Well, I tried to really. October. Rook. What'd you think of Rook?
I thought he was great on this week's episode of Rebels. What did you think?
I talked with Andrew about it on I Rebel. I think
I don't watch that show.
I really liked him, but I really wish he would have killed what's his name, Jaikel, Ezra's friend on Lothal.
Oh yeah.
I think just to make you feel like he has a real presence on the show, because now it's like, well, they evaded him. Congratulations. Yeah. You know, so I don't feel like I felt like he could have been more of a threat had he. And now it's the last season, so now's the time when you can get away with that nonsense.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I feel I get bummed out that like they finally let Warwick Davis have like dialogue, but it doesn't sound like Warwick Davis. Yeah.
It's true.
Which may be that voice, his normal voice, which is wonderful to listen to as we experienced in Celebration. But yeah, it doesn't really work with the character, I guess, if that makes sense. But yeah, I thought I was really impressed with the character, and I also found it funny how when they went with the Loth Wolves. Spoilers if anyone hasn't watched it. It's not much of a spoiler. The Loth Wolves like lead them to that weird like. Yeah. It felt like I know they're going into another dimension, but when they walk into the tunnel, it looks like light speed.
It does, yeah.
Or hyperspace. But then. My point I'm bringing up is they brought them to a new temple, or it looks like the Jedi temple, and it's funny. I was like, "Hey, we were just talking about this."
That's true. I know. I thought about that as well.
Yeah.
But the one thing with the Lost Wolves, the Lost Wolves, they're like the Lost Boys. They're all vampires. The Lost Wolves that threw me off, and again, I said this on I Rebel, was in the first episode, Ezra's like, "We haven't seen them in 1,000 years," and then the next episode. Everyone's like, "Oh, cool, a Loth Wolf. Let's go follow it." And no one's like, "That's weird. There's a Loth Wolf." So that was the one thing that I was like, "Well, it's kind of like in, it's kind of like Borgullet. Yeah. It's like one tends to lose one's mind.
But
why?
Just for this moment.
Yeah, just for as long as the plot needs you to lose it. Like it's like he could have said temporarily loses one mind or something, but they didn't. Anyway, this is the Rebel Scum podcast. I'm James Razile. This is
Loth Brock.
Welcome, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Last week I had a lot of fun with last week.
That was crazy. I keep telling people that like our fans planned our show and they're like, "Stop talking to me and pay for your bus fare." And I'm like, "Okay."
You bus places?
I did today. No, I take the subway. Yeah, no, it was fun. It was lots of fun.
That's cool. We have a new contest coming.
Ooh, what kind of contest?
This is a Last Jedi contest. You're going to win a prize pack. There's a couple. We'll put it on the Facebook page, but there's going to be a couple of books in there.
Books and comics. It's just everything we've reviewed up until now.
It actually
take our shit.
Take it all.
I didn't curse.
Take everything we've got. It's going to be a couple of books donated by Jacob Nixon.
Cool.
On that one.
Thank you.
And I believe a t-shirt.
Oh, wow.
So surprise. But so what you're going to do is this contest will go until December 4th.
Wow.
December 4th.
May the 4th be December.
It is our Last Jedi contest. What you need to do is email us at rebelscumbags@gmail.com. Rebelscumbags@gmail.com. Only emails will count for this. Rebelscumbags@gmail.com.
You should have put a graphic here.
There might be. And you have 200 words or less in that email because we can't be reading them forever.
Yeah.
And you're going to predict what happens in The Last Jedi. Point form that. Boom, 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 boom. And then let me find out when we're going to announce it.
That's why it's 200 words or less.
Yeah, and I think our year in review show or the Ranking Star Wars, which would be the first episode of the new year. One of those 2 weeks we will announce the winner, depending on time, because with Christmas, the holidays coming up, time gets shrunk. So we'll do our best to. I mean, if one of you says it word for word, then you automatically will win. If there's a tie, we'll have a tie-breaking contest as well to determine that.
The contest is over December 4th?
December 4th, because I believe the critic screening is either the 6th or the 8th. So just in case anybody is able to get in there or hear anything, December 4th will be the cutoff of this all, and then we'll be seeing it 10 days later on the 14th.
Gotcha. And then we'll decide the winner.
And then we will decide the winner probably the following, not that episode, because that will be our review.
Right.
The episode it'll be a conversation, and then we'll tally it up after
Sweet.
that. So that is that contest. So rebelscumbags@gmail.com. Look for the graphics somewhere. It is written in the description below. And go to the Facebook page, and all the contest details will once again be there. Also, you'll notice on the thumbnail for this and going forward, it is Journey to the Last Jedi here at Rebel Scum Podcast. We are like a month away. Ish. A month and like a week. Okay, oh man. Next week will be a month away.
Yes, that's right.
We're getting there. We are getting there. So all of our shows we're going to have planned are going to lead to the Last Jedi. So every single day in December we'll have something.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, until something goes horribly wrong with our equipment, which has been known to do.
And happen.
We're going to do a Force Awakens commentary. There will be a new Duel of the Fates. And there's going to be a high ground on the holiday special also.
Ooh la la.
And so that's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Let's get on to our very first topic today. Brock. Adam Driver was interviewed by British GQ.
British GQ.
I always think of that as like the classier GQ.
It's GQ in it.
and he was discussing. We have the quote somewhere, but he was discussing the Rey and the situation, and he referred to her as a princess. Do you have the quote? Do you want to read the quote?
I don't have the quote.
I have it for you.
And I got distracted by you saying the situation. I thought you were talking about Jersey Shore. He said, "You have." I should do it in my Adam Driver voice. You have also the hidden identity of the. I can't do it. I can't understand me. Anyways, you have also the hidden identity of this princess who's hiding who she really is, so she can survive. And Kylo Ren and her are hiding behind these artifices. That's a weird sentence. So yeah,
of course it's weird. He's not allowed to say anything, and he's trying to give somebody an answer to something that he's not allowed to give.
So he called her a princess.
He called her a princess. What do you make of that?
I like Adam Driver. I wouldn't say I'm an aficionado of his interviews, but like I think he's a kind of guy that likes to use wordplay quite a bit. I don't think he's trying to pull a fast one, but I think he's one of those guys that kind of like overthinks a lot of words maybe. So maybe he's just using it in passing. I don't know. Maybe it's a metaphor. I don't know. Like, we constantly we don't, but a lot of fans constantly refer to her as a Mary Sue, which not really the same thing as calling a woman a princess. But they're both sort of like chauvinistic statements towards women. I mean, he's like, I almost equated to like Han Solo calling Leia princess in that sarcastic sort of tone. And it's like,
it's interesting that he would say it as Adam Driver in an interview. I would like to hear the context in which he uses the word princess. What I was reading is some people are saying is because he compares it earlier on to Princess Mononoke.
Right.
And so he could be comparing it to that princess.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense because she's sort of like a warrior. So that's kind of what they are showing Rey to be in the trailers. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess there could be a potential that she is royalty. She doesn't know who she is, or at least we think she doesn't know who she is. So,
well, tomorrow I'm doing a live Facebook video with Den of Nerds, Josh from Den Nerds, on the Den of Nerds Facebook page, and we're talking about is Rey a Kenobi is the topic.
Right.
And that would mean she's not a princess if she's a Kenobi, right?
Not if her mother was Duchess Satine.
But then she's like 90.
Then she's...
How old would she be? 50? She would have to be 50.
I don't know.
She'd have to be like 50 years old.
Not if she got stuck in one of those hyperspace dimensions with Loth Wolves.
Good point.
Boom.
That's why they showed us the Loth Wolves. I think I want to know, because if he is talking about Princess Mononoke before, is he then, when he says princess, just referring back to what he was saying about that? You know what I mean? And because he's like, you know, if we're talking and I'm like, yeah, so if you see Princess Mononoke, blah, 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 you know, and then in this movie we have our princess walking around, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So is he referring to what he just talked about in the interview?
Yeah. That's like, so taking out, like, because that's all you've seen in the...
Yeah, that's all I have.
You haven't seen any other.
I don't have British GQ. I live in Canada. We get.
Oh, you live in Canada.
We get Canada GQ.
We just get US GQ.
Basically, who would be? It's just Mike Myers.
Mike Myers
in a suit every week.
It's Gord Downey. R.I.P. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see Adam Driver as someone that would just, one, mess with people, two, say something out of turn.
Yeah,
I think he might be right.
If he said princess and he wasn't supposed to be a princess, this is happening. Hey, Kylo doesn't make it. And, you know what I mean? Like, I think he's been through this on Force Awakens. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows not to say anything.
Yeah.
I mean, he's Matt the radar technician. He knows, like, I think he understands where he is and what they need for everything, and I don't think he would let that slip. That being said, you know, there's gonna, I believe Daisy Ridley said that or maybe it was Ryan Johnson, the reveal of her parents is very emotional.
Right.
So it could be, they could be royalty.
Yeah.
And that could be what's emotional about. And then they couldn't understand her for whatever, and they got rid of her. So that's, I mean, you know, he could be meaning it literally, and maybe he doesn't think it is a surprise because, you know, just like you find out that Kylo Ren is Han Solo's child very early on.
Yeah.
Maybe at the beginning of the movie, like I think a year ago on this show, I said, I think The Last Jedi is going to start with your father right away, like your parents right away.
Yeah, who you are.
And they get it, because the way I feel, and I don't know how you feel, but the way I feel is if you are going to address that, get it out of the way at the beginning. Otherwise, we are all going to be waiting for it. And because they've told us that it will be addressed, if they wait until the 99th minute, is that a thing? If they wait until the
100th meridian,
until hour 2:29 to tell, we're all just going to be like, well, when's it coming? When's it coming? So, and that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just so much. It's such an easy to cop out. There's so much unknown. Like, it's just like, who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? I can't really tell you. I really can. And maybe that's what's going to be amazing about the movie. I can agree with that. Like, because arguably it's probably the biggest question of like leaving The Force Awakens is like, who is Rey?
Yeah.
So,
actually, can I interject here for a second?
Side Akbar.
People who were telling me after The Force Awakens, they're like, so that's Luke's daughter, are now saying that's Han and Leia's daughter. The same people in 2 years have just made this, and I don't know what has caused this change, but the exact same people, I'm not going to name them, the same four.
You will not name names.
I think it's like 4 or 5 people though, and all of them have made this. That's Luke's daughter, and now it's no, that's Han and Leia's daughter.
But like based on what though?
Well, I have no idea. I don't even know why they changed. Luke's daughter made sense to me because if you're going to watch a movie with a young cast with the old cast, you're like, okay, everyone's going to be the child of who we knew, so that made sense. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, one of them was Kathleen Kennedy. That told me.
Oh, you know Kathy.
I know Kathy. I call her Kathy K. Katty K. KK. Kit Kat.
I mean, I've said it before. It's like whoever she is kind of doesn't matter to me. I think we've said it almost for all the new characters.
But what if it does matter to the plot?
If it matters to the plot, great, and it works. Again, great, because like you can't like if it. Just saying like she's a Skywalker or a Solo or a Kenobi or a Chewbacca, like saying that isn't enough. And I feel like that is the main. It's like, oh, it's Luke's daughter. Like, okay, why? Not because it's off. Like, not because that's the easiest answer. Like, or like, you know, it's like, oh, she's a Jedi, and the lightsaber talked to her, and she saw these visions of Luke. It's like, oh, therefore they must be family. Like, that doesn't mean anything. Like, we don't. Her touching that lightsaber and then having a vision is kind of the first time we see something like that. Kind of.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't know how that works. So it doesn't mean anything. She could just be someone that touches things and like can, like, if you watch the show Flash, the character of Vibe basically does the same thing. He touches an object and then he can re-see something that happened with that object. But okay, I digress. Like, saying is like she's a Solo because that's just, oh, that would make sense. Why though? Like, I feel like when people say that, they don't have an explanation. Do you not feel the same, or what do you think?
I do agree with that, but I also think they don't. This is just people watching the movie who aren't inundating themselves with Star Wars. I don't think they need an explanation. I think they're okay with. Yeah. I mean, Ben Solo doesn't need to be a Solo necessarily. I mean, he does, but yeah, like there's no explanation really. It's just and Snoke tricked him.
Yeah, I mean, like, we can accept Snoke as some kind of interesting mastermind villain, but we haven't had anything explained to him, and we've been talking about him for a year.
Oh, I know.
Maybe that's just easy. Like, just make a mysterious character, and then people will talk about them until you give an answer.
Wasn't it weird last week where our biggest views do come from Snoke videos?
Yeah.
And last week when we asked you guys to give us the topics, I don't think we even talked about Snoke.
No, we didn't.
It was like Snoke free. It was kind of surreal when you look at it.
Yeah.
What you guys want in the like, I was fine with it. Don't get me wrong, because I am, your Snoke theory sucks. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. Everyone's Snoke theory sucking. I'm fine with just watching The Last Jedi, and I'm fine with him just being the villain.
My feelings towards the whole thing is, even though we've been promised it will all sort of connect, but that's a vague statement that like JJ made about Episode 9. He's like, they'll all connect, but like, will they all connect story-wise, or will it be like, oh look, there's a clone trooper helmet?
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'm not saying that's terrible. That's fine. It's like Boba Fett's flag at Maz Kanata's castle. Totally acceptable. But if they connect, I don't even know where I was going with this. Yeah, if they all connect, like, does it matter if Rey is a Skywalker? Are we forcing ourselves to make a connection that doesn't need to happen? It doesn't mean, it just, I would argue that what we need to know is where the fate of whoever's the bad guy and whoever the Jedi become, like, are they going to go on, or is there going to be a new status quo? I don't know.
I think they're going to, based on what Kathleen Kennedy said on the Star Wars show a week ago, it sounds like they have Rey, I don't know, Rey, Finn, whoever's story's planned. They have someone's story planned for 10 more years.
Right.
Which is 5 movies, right?
And I could totally see it as like, okay, now we've gotten rid of Mark Hamill in the past. I mean, like, can't bring back Harrison and can't bring back Carrie. So then we move on, and we have those core characters, and then more and more interesting characters. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then, do we kill off the villain every time?
I want Kylo Ren to be like the new Emperor at the end of this.
Yeah.
I want him to be at the forefront of it all and being like, I am in power.
Yeah.
And whether or not he is a Sith or a Ren or a gray area or a Jedi, I don't know, but I want him to be the one in charge. And I want him to have the power.
I mean, we can't have a Star Wars film without some kind of war of some sort. Like, I'm not talking Star Wars stories. Yeah, Rogue One obviously was a war film. Han Solo will be our first foray outside of, like, doesn't necessarily have to be some kind of massive galaxy-changing thing. It's just a localized thing.
Don't you think that the Han Solo film could be very similar to A New Hope in every way? If you think about what A New Hope is, because it's so
Yeah,
small.
so.
I think it's going to be grander, obviously, because they have a budget and blah blah. But I mean, if you look at A New Hope, it's not really a war movie or anything. It's kind of, we have to go to a space station. We don't have to go there. We're going somewhere else. We go to a space station. We find a princess. We save her.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see something as that. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what to say. I don't even know what our original Princess Ray. I was like, where are we? Yeah, I don't know. I think Star Wars, Lucasfilms knows that dropping hints and revealing things is a science. So saying something so vague like this, I know Mark Hamill does this all the time, but it's also Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
But it's obvious what he's doing. This is so, I don't know. And just, after hearing Kathleen Kennedy talking about strong female characters, Rian Johnson knows a strong female character. And I'm not saying a princess can't be a strong character, but how flippantly it's sort of said. I know he kind of says things, but it's such a, it doesn't like, reading his quote doesn't like, generate this feeling inside me. Oh, I get it. Like it's so.
What if she's like a chosen one, and he means that in that respect, where she's like a chosen one, but she's not there yet. So she's basically a princess waiting to be a queen, and she's kind of on the verge.
This is like last week with syntax of like what church means. You know what I mean? Like what is it? Princess is like royalty, and for video game fans, like that's the goal to save the princess up until like I don't know.
And maybe this time the princess's goal is to save the prince, who is Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Reylo.
Man,
I cannot believe the hate Reylo's getting. If you go online on any Star Wars group, there is multiple like hate threads on Reylo, and it really, it's like the hate threads on Porgs. I don't quite understand either one of them because I honestly feel like unless you're like really looking for anything, you're not seeing it. You know what I mean? Like I know Reylo, you know Reylo, but I look and I look at the thing and I'm like, oh look, Reylo. They're talking about Reylo. They're talking about Porgs. And I go to the store. I don't know how it is in America. But in Canada, there's like 2 Porg toys.
Yeah, it's not as
and the
prevalent.
There's that one that's like $45 that goes and like Josh is giving one away tomorrow on the Facebook thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did you get that? I can't get that. I would have 5 of those.
Yeah.
And I have like a little.
Is it a stuffed one?
Yeah, and you squeeze it and it goes or whatever. And I'm like, I would literally have like so many of them, and Aaron
because we don't have Target. That's why I feel like it is.
Well, Target had that giant one.
Yeah.
That 4-foot Porg. Kind of ridiculous, but
I don't know. Time to go to the States.
Yeah.
Get some tings.
Get some Porgs.
Oh man.
But honestly, I'm not sick of Porgs because I haven't been.
Oh yeah.
You know. Anyway, that's how I feel about it. What do you guys think? Princess Rey, yay or nay?
Princess Rey, yay or nay?
Let's put a poll in the top corner. See what people have to say to that poll. It'll be over my shoulder or my left shoulder. Right. Yeah, there you go.
This is like, you know how like when you look at yourself in the mirror and it throws you off, like it's. I always do this, but I mean to do this.
What are you doing in the front of a mirror?
You dancing, preparing for this podcast. James will be here. I draw you in soap.
I knew it
on the mirror, and then I talk to you.
I figured. Hey, so we're gonna be moving locations where we shoot.
Ooh la la!
Possibly. So this is a good time as any to talk about
Patreon.
Our
Patron
is our Patreon page. We are talking about Patreon. We started this $1, $2, $3, $10 are the things.
Oh, I got that right.
And for $1, you can watch all of our videos we do here on YouTube early, and you'll also get the new Clone Wars show, Cloning Around, that we are working on, and we'll get to you. You thought up that name.
I did.
And then for $2, you will get all of that stuff, plus a Star Wars documentary that Andrew Fantasia is working on.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask about that. Like, I don't remember being. Is that something we have to do work on?
Yeah, you're gonna have to do work on.
Oh,
but Andrew will be the guy who annoys you guys with it.
Sweet.
$3 is you get All of that, plus you'll get your emails read on this show and Scavenger Scum.
Ooh la la.
And $10, you are a Rebel Scum yourself, and you will be able to join whoever it is on Duel of the Fates and vote no confidence once in a while.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's actually pretty sweet. But anyway, that's our Patreon page. Honestly, the reason we did it, though, is because we love doing this,
yes.
But we need more of these, and we need to record more.
Yeah.
Because Andrew, he needs a headset.
Yes, he does.
He needs more than a headset. He needs everything. So that's what we're doing. We want to make the show better. We want to do more of them and make them better for you. So this is just us trying to do that. So thank you everyone that has subscribed to the Patreon page too. That means a lot.
Yeah.
And also on Monday our t-shirts go on sale on the t-shirt store, but do Patreon first.
Expect big changes in the look of our show.
Yeah.
Basically.
And we're gonna actually have a rank war behind us.
Ooh la la.
Can you believe it?
I called PETA this morning.
What? We're gonna treat it well.
I know, but you should call them.
When Andrew kills
I also called PETA from the Hunger Games.
So anyway, Rebels Season 4.
They
announced 2 names yesterday while I was doing I Rebel with Andrew, so we didn't talk about it on the show. So let's talk about it here. I'm trying to open up the link to talk to you about it, but I was having
it was the next episode, or is it the 2 episodes called Rebel Assault, I believe?
Yeah, that's the mid-season finale.
And then there's 2 episodes after it that they've released, and it's something like Ambiance and...
No, one's Allegiance. Which is the same name.
Which is also Ambiance.
Which is the same name as the Thrawn and Vader novel. That Zahn is writing. Yeah. And then the other one is... The other name is One Giant Step Ahead.
Yeah.
Which sounds like... I feel like this episode is going to be like just a chopper-based episode, and it's actually going to be 2 steps back for the series.
My thought was they're going to jump ahead a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Because as much as we assume it's going to catch up with Rogue One, I think there's still a huge chunk of time in between. I can't remember why I think that. But it's just like...
Because Saw Gerrera's not injured?
That's it. I was like, it's something about haircuts.
Yeah. He has his hair now, but he's still like, I'm breathing fine, I'm walking on 2 feet.
He's still totally fine.
So Dave Filoni said that Thrawn outlives Galen Erso.
Okay.
But also we're hearing that this season of Rebels, and Leland Chi tweeted it, does not take place in the same time as Rogue One. It's different. Now, I don't know if Leland Chi was talking about the episodes that have aired or the season as a whole. Because I don't actually know what context he was saying that in. It was just like he tweeted it out. I was like, okay. So what do you make of that?
That it's not...
Like, do you think Thrawn is going to live past Rebels? Or just Galen Erso, and then like once Galen Erso dies, we'll cut to Thrawn getting killed?
No. I think they're keeping him in their back pocket. Why? I'm not sure. I mean, we know we're getting a new show at some point, so maybe he can overlap into it. I mean, I feel like you have to do something about him. I guess you don't have to.
No, I think
we really don't know what happens after Return of the Jedi. My point is, like, I feel like you almost have to eliminate him before or at the exact same time as the Emperor. But if you think about Legends, he pops up after the Emperor's gone, so it's sort of like, and there's that nice chunk of 20 years in between Jedi and Force Awakens.
Yeah, it is interesting that they would bring him now at this time period. I mean, he's a cool foil for them and everything, but I don't think they've used him in a satisfying way whatsoever.
No. I have 100 more pages to read in Thrawn.
Oh.
I like it, but I feel it's slow. But that's not books or comics right now. But
you have to, well, yeah.
Yeah.
You just read faster.
Yeah. That's true.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think right now he's been a waste. I really like the Thrawn book. It was a little slow, but I really liked it. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I think it would be cool if whatever the next cartoon series is, I think it has to take place after Return of the Jedi. Because if they don't, I think fans will go ape poop on them. And I think Thrawn would be perfect for that time. But then the question is, where is he when everything's going down?
Right.
Where is he, Brock?
I don't know. I haven't finished the book, so I really can't tell you. I can make guesses, but like I don't know all the new Thrawn things.
He's blue.
I know he's blue.
I love the first chapter of that book was great. The first chapter? The one where he like plants all the...
Yeah.
That was really good. Hey, read the Thrawn book if you haven't. All right. Let's move on to...
Never tell me the odds.
Today's odds are brought to you by YouTube.
Don't
hide us like you do, man.
Don't hide your light.
Manual review
under a bushel basket.
Never tell me the odds. Today's odds are, first one, odds of Reylo killing Luke Skywalker.
Full Brock gonna go 50-50. Why? Because we don't know anything. So it's very likely and unlikely at the same time.
Luke used the power of love to defeat the Emperor, and the power of love will defeat Luke. Full Brock.
And he shoots rainbows out of his hands. What?
Okay, Care Bear stare.
Care Bear stare.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Full Brock as well because I don't know. And I know people are going to be like, Reylo. By the way, last week, the episode was called Reylo something. It was our first time ever we had a dislike before the episode went up.
Oh, yeah. That might be because how long it took us to get it up. But
it was awesome.
Yeah.
Whatever, computer errors. I was tweeting. People on Twitter knew what was going on. I tweeted the pictures of that thing was annoying as it can be. But I'm going to go because I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily think Reylo, when I say Reylo, I don't mean it has to be. I think it could be, but the romantic thing.
Yeah.
It could just be them. I think they are going to have something together.
Yeah.
Whether it's romantic or not.
It could be like the Wonder Twins where their power is heightened when they're together. And they become water and or animals.
The next one, the odds of BB-8 and BB-9E having a confrontation.
I want to go Full Brock on this too. Because, one, it would be amazing. But two, you know they make these stupid droids that are in the background and they don't do anything. And that's what I think.
I have a feeling this one will not do something amazing, but will do something small at least. Because they have that Sphero thing.
Yeah,
and to me that's a big deal. Like if you're gonna make me buy a C2B5, that was the one, right? The black. If you're gonna make me buy that like as a die cast or a pop, I'm fine with $30, $12. But if you're making me spend $200 or probably $10 in America, but if you're gonna make me spend $200, $180, whatever it is, on a remote controlled toy, it better have some sort of significance in the movie. Like, it needs to at least be seen and be like, wow.
I would just wish it would be explained why we don't see that type of droid besides BB-8 in the first one. I don't think it's necessary, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just sort of like, here they is, and now there's more of them. I'm like, why? Like,
well, I would, okay, I can, we're on Dakar for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So maybe we just don't see them because the camera didn't go far enough left. And so we don't see the Resistance, or we don't see the New Republic. We don't really see much of the Resistance, just that little bit. And we only see Starkiller Base, and maybe there's not a Starkiller Base. But
yeah, there's not a lot of droids there.
Yeah. So, I have no idea. I'm with you. I mean, it would have been cool, but getting them now.
So, I won't go Full Brock. I will go 55%.
Yeah, I'm going to go 51%. I think as much as I think we're going to get more BB-9E, I don't think they're going to be like wah wah wah. Is that Chopper? I think I'm doing Chopper.
No, that was BB-8. Like Chopper's like wah 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 wah. I mean
Lucasfilm, we're here.
They're fantastic little robots.
I love them. I have the Sphero.
Yeah, I know you're a child.
I got it for free.
Did you?
Actually, I did. I told you when I got it.
Yeah.
Erin's work, people that she works with knows that I love Star Wars, and they're like, take this. And she goes, here you go, child. I was like, yay.
Pay your half of the rent.
We're married. There's no such thing. And the final odd, the odds of James not sleeping for a week after getting Battlefront 2 November 14th.
You do your number. What do you think?
This is why are we even having this conversation? I am not sleeping.
Oh, okay.
190%.
Here's my thought, because I was thinking about this when I read the rundown. There are two things that you have to take in consideration. I know you, and I know your wife.
Do you, though?
I know what you're thinking. One, you I know will, like, spend a good 3 days in your mind on Battlefront. But I also know you get, like, after 30 minutes of playing video games, you're like, I'm done! And then go out and do the world and maybe come back later. Because, like, when I hear I'm going to spend a whole, like, day playing video games,
I can't not sleep.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense.
Here's what's going to happen. This is actually what's going to happen. I am going to play it with Rob online.
Yep.
Because he'll probably be the only one I know with that. If you guys get it for PS4, add me, Petsfita, we'll play too. But that's what's going to happen. And I will play probably a half hour tops. Because I just did the other day on Battlefront 1 with him. And I peak. I peak. But here's the catch, though. If Aaron's like, hey, let's play. And they have, because I know people didn't like the local play.
Yeah.
Multiplayer local. But Aaron and I loved it. And when we got it, the first day I was able to play it after I got it, we played for over 4 hours straight.
Right.
Until like 3 a.m.
Right.
Like we're like, what's happening? So that's the other thing. So, but if the local multiplayer is not that fun, but the other thing is it is a Tuesday.
That's the other variable, your wife. She will instigate you playing longer than you would if you were by yourself, even if you are playing Rob. But, like you said, Tuesday, she has to work. Yeah. So she'll be like, I think, not to speak for your wife, I know how much she loves these games, but like, I think during the week, she'll be like, okay, we have to be adults now?
The other thing, though, is she works from home. So
no, I know.
Her schedule is open on Wednesday morning. We're playing. But I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah. That's all.
So I'm going to say 70%.
But actually, that weekend, I'm not even going to be home. So exactly. And then next week I won't be able to home either. So, but I will, like Tuesday, add me if you want. I will. Some of you have, which is awesome. And I'll play. I'm not very good, like I said. So do not get mad at me if we're on the same team and I am not pulling my weight, because I guarantee you, I will not. I did get better at Battlefront Uno for a little while, but I'm still not. I'm never going to be as good as you. So I mean, I
was talking to Darrow earlier, and he's like, "Hey, Battlefront 2 comes out soon, in like 2 weeks." I'm like, "Yep." There goes another $80. It's or if you bought the special pack, over $100 in Canadian.
No, it's right on.
Is it right on?
Maybe after tax. I don't know. I put the deposit down.
I just assume it's going to be over $100.
But I think EA, if you have an EA account or you're an Uber EA player or something,
are you in the game?
In the game. I think though, if you're like a whatever EA something, some of you will know. I don't know. Mm-hmm. You get it like on the 9th.
Oh, okay. Which is the Monday? Or the Tuesday?
No, it's like tomorrow. It's now. It's actually whenever.
Oh yeah.
It's now. So this is what I think. I don't.
Oh, look at that.
What do I know? I don't know anything. I just know I'm getting on the 14th. I went to the store. I said, "How do I get this?" And like, just come in. I was like, "Oh,
yeah." It's a big game.
Because I was going to download it, but I have the Battlefront, like the Star Wars PlayStation.
Yeah.
So the memory is not as much as it is on like a other one.
Right. The newer one.
It's only like 500 gigabytes.
Okay.
I don't know. And it's like a 45 gigabyte game.
Okay.
It's massive. And I was like, I don't know if it'll fit.
Ah, okay.
Because Aaron gets her puzzles. Moving on.
What's up, Star Wars? What's up, Star Wars?
We're going to Google Star Wars. Oh, do you know what is on Star Wars online that I didn't put in the show today? Porglets. Baby Porgs. Apparently in Japan they showed images of the Porg toys when they're babies.
Of course they did.
And they somebody said something appropriate online about them, and I actually agreed with what I thought they looked like. But I have no problem with that. Baby Porgs revealed in The Last Jedi, and they're creepy. Look at this. Star Wars Battlefront 2 preview multiplayer impressions. That's all over. You got anything?
Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Win battle. Oh, that's just in that. Yeah, Baby Porgs revealed in Last Jedi, and they're creepy.
So I'm going to try to open this now so I can show you, and hopefully I can show everybody over there. But
mostly like our actual news stories that were coming up.
Yeah, these are Baby Porgs.
What the hell?
So, show you. Dim it?
Yeah.
Dim it.
They look like, what are those things at Chinese restaurants?
Dumplings?
Yeah, like dumplings, but there's a different name.
I actually just ate them.
Ooh la la.
They're soup dumplings. Somebody wrote they look like, I won't say it, but they look inappropriate. Anyway, I imagine these will just be in the background on Acto.
Yeah.
So
it's a weird looking thing.
I know. I wouldn't really put too much stock in any of that, though.
No.
Now that I said that, they are the main focus of the caretakers. Actually, look after baby porgs. That it's all starting to come together now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously. All right. You good?
I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, it's also we're recording this at 9:00 at night. There's probably nothing.
9:00 at
Although
night.
we did a late show, and that's when the brothers or the directors of Han Solo got fired.
Yeah. That's right.
So you never know. All right, moving on.
Moving on to Hollow News. Hollow News. You and me doing news. Let's in the news. That's a song I just made up. You're welcome. Planet Earth.
That was a great bit of news.
All right, first news. Let me open my. Millennium Falcon has been spotted again. As you can see on the screen there's a nice Google Earth, Google Maps picture. It has been spotted near Barrow Hills Golf Course, which isn't too far, I believe, from Longcross Studio. We're in Chertsey, Surrey, Britain. Great Britain, that is. Where they're shooting movies. So it was found through Google Earth, I believe. As you can see, it's being blocked by shipping crates, but the tarp over top has come off, which I don't know. Like, this is really cool. I like this story, but like, just something about how the tarp is just enough to show off. Because if that thing was covered, I think people would be like, "What is that?" But you wouldn't be like immediately Millennium Falcon. So that's kind of cool. I feel like this is all staged, but yeah. After reading this, I'm like, I wish you could just go to the Millennium Falcon. And I was like, I guess that's what the new Disney theme park's gonna be.
Yeah,
I would assume like you could just do that. Next story: Battlefront 2 had a 57-minute run through, I guess, or just you could just see gamers playing it. I forget which site did it. Was it IGN? But they showed a lot of the different modes you can play. They played through the new Galactic Assault mode, where you can play in Tatooine, Hoth, Kamino, Kashyyyk, with a unique spin on the mode. Interesting. So, like, it's not the same thing every level. There's something unique to each different environment. Heroes versus Villain mode, which now adds elements of the last game's Hero Hunt and 8 brand new characters to choose from.
That is Rob's favorite mode.
Oh, sweet.
It is.
So you can be Lord Vader and probably Yoda and probably a lot of other things.
I'm only good in that mode as Vader. And when I say good, I mean, like, not terrible.
And there's a lot of references. You saw the new characters, apparently, like, Lando's a bigger... Was Lando? Yeah, Lando was in the first one, but apparently he has a cool grenade or something like that.
Nice.
But yeah, check it out. I really should have wrote down where you can see it. Google.
Just Google it.
Battlefront 2, 57 minutes.
I can now wait to be Darth Maul.
Yeah, so it looked really cool. I kind of really want to describe a video, but yeah, they played as Yoda and had like a 30 kill streak. Next story. Boom. StarWars.com is releasing Star Wars A New Hope 40th Anniversary Soundtrack, which will include rarely seen pictures from the production of the movie and Williams' scoring sessions. There will be a 48-page book with essays by film music experts Jeff Bond and Jeff Eldridge. Essays entitled Tuning Up a Galaxy and John Williams' Journey to Star Wars. So that's cool. It's vinyl. I hope you have a record player.
I have 2. And this is actually... I do actually really have 2. And this is 3D, so the Death Star will rotate. And I have the Force Awakens vinyl.
Yeah.
And when you play it in the record player, you have to have lights. So you have to light it up. But you put the light on it.
Yeah.
And on one side, the Millennium Falcon spins around. And the other side, a TIE Fighter comes up. It is actually really cool.
See, that is pretty cool. It would be cool if they got so advanced that you would play it in a scene with, like, unravel around the song above the record. But we're not in the future yet.
I would like the crawl to come up over a record one day.
Do you want this? You have vinyl?
Yeah, I'll probably...
I think the book sounds really exciting.
The thing is, they came out with a 6-film box set last year.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the 3D, obviously. It's not 40th anniversary, but I think I would be more interested in getting my hand. It's really hard to find, but I wanted that. I'm more interested in that. It's like $200 though. We'll see how much this is and whatever. Yeah. My birthday's coming.
Like 6 months.
No, I would though. I absolutely would. Like I said, the 3D is very gimmicky, but I love when I have people over. I'm like, look at this, and you show people, and they're like, that's cool. Where's the pop? Next.
In our next story, a professor or author, Patrick Johnson, is a gentleman that figured out how long ago it would take, or how long ago, if Star Wars actually occurred, how long ago and when it would have occurred, if it was in our universe. The best, where is it here? The best theories that we have that we can indicate that our universe is about 13.7 billion years old. Johnson, is it Johnson? Yeah, Johnson says to Forbes magazine, assuming the Star Wars galaxy is in our universe, we need a few indicators to determine when in our universe's history Star Wars could occur. The indicators include the age of the universe, 13.7 billion years ago, when the first galaxies were formed, a billion years after the Big Bang, and how long it took for single-celled organisms to evolve into multicellular organisms, 2 billion years. I feel like I'm missing a part of this article. Hold on. But yeah, so he's figured it out, and math, and it is great. Let's see if I can find it again. Yeah, so that's great, but I don't think Star Wars occurred in our galaxy. But let me know what you think. Did Star Wars occur?
There was a rumor that the expanded universe was going to end, and it was going to spark the beginning of our galaxy.
Yes, and then Indiana Jones would find Han and carbonate.
Exactly. It's whatever. People have time on their hands. What are you going to do?
Oh, here it is. This leaves plenty of years before the current time, about 4.7 billion to be precise, so it could still count as a long time ago, but is certainly closer to now than to the Big Bang. In other words, the events of Star Wars, beginning with the prequels, took place 5 billion years ago, give or take a few hundred mile years. Think how many Boba Fett's a Starlight could digest in that amount of time. So that's cool. Today in useless news, this. Yeah, I don't have comics, if that's what you're asking.
Well, then let's move on to
top 5.
It's the top 5.
I thought this top 5 up. It's been a while.
Top 5 names that we could start calling Brock.
Handsome. Fatso. Oof. Hey Dum Dum. Yeah. Hey Dum Dum Brock.
I already call you that.
And Daryl Lewis.
Top 5
Rebel characters. I don't think we've done this
that
before.
Was created just for the show.
That was created just for that. So not Leia.
Not Leia?
Darth Vader.
Mine is Vader, Thrawn, Luke Skywalker.
And Hondo!
Hondo doesn't count either.
No.
Damn. Okay, who's your number 5?
Well, I guess Hondo could count.
No.
No. He's not on my list. My number 5 is... breaking the rule already, Mon Mothma.
What? You made the rule
just now.
How could you in a text? You said just created for the show.
Well, I think she's bigger in the show than the movie.
I don't know. She's in Rogue One a lot.
I know, but I just feel like now she's developed more.
Mon Mothma. Well, I'm going with Lando.
Okay, cool.
No, I'm going.
Fine.
My number 5 is AP5. Because he sings in space with the space fish. He hasn't shown up yet. And I am waiting. I think he might be down on the show. I am waiting for AP5 to save everyone. Mm-hmm. He really is the winner of Scarif. We haven't seen that part of it, but I know he's responsible for it. I actually really like AP5.
My reason for Mon Mothma is I feel it's cool to see her like decide to start the rebellion in there, especially after seeing Rogue One and then reading her chapter in a certain point of view. I think it was like, wow, like her position is a lot more important than we originally thought, obviously, because we're fleshing her out now. So anyways, number 4. This is one I can't remember.
My number 4 is Ezra Bridger.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, Ezra Bridger, I like him. He's for the first few years, we all thought he was going to go dark. He might be Snoke. He might be DJ. Yeah. Now he's just in love with Sabine. Clearly, he can speak with Lothwolves, and transport. So
I'm gonna put Ezra here too because he's not gonna score high for me because it's just sort of like in his personal opinion, like it's like he's the main character. Obviously, he's interesting, but there's this thing hovering around him where it's like, well, we can't really do much with him because
that's my issue with him. Is I feel like
same issue with Kanan.
They go so far with him, and then they have to pull him back. And like I said, the first few seasons, you're like, oh, he's gonna go dark. Is he gonna go dark? And then they kind of just like, we're gonna forget that.
And I think that's why we don't get a lot of the characters we want developed because you have to stay with Ezra pretty well. I don't think there's any episode where he's not in it.
Even the newest one, Hera's like, that's Ezra's home planet. That's where everything's on Ezra. Like the show really hinders on him.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Sabine.
My number 3. Do you have a reason?
She's cool. She's an artist. She has a cool costume. She had the black dark saber. She is named Sabine. Her last name's Ren. And
my number
she's
3
Rey's mother
is Captain Rex. Because I love...
But he's from Clone Wars.
I know, this is old Captain Rex. I like the continuation of that. This is the last time I bring up anyone else.
Well, you've only got 2 left.
He's interesting, though.
I'd
rather...
He's not on my list because...
You put Lando. You got your thing. Change your list right now.
I didn't put Lando.
What was your first
5?
Oh, yeah. That's true.
That's it?
That's it. I like him. He's awesome. I want more.
My number dose is Kanan. Because just like you said, they can't do too much, but they could do more with him than they can with Ezra.
Sure, yeah.
And I mean, it's not just... Everybody thinks he's going to die. Yesterday, whenever you're watching this, Dave Filoni posted a picture of Kanan with his arm up, and it said Kanan's feels right now. And Freddie Patricia's like, I was going to post this. And people are like, I know he's going to die now.
Yeah.
So he might not. But, I like his journey. I like he went blind. He's a blind Jedi.
Yeah.
I like that he starts off, I think he was like the Han Solo of the group, kind of, but Jedi. And then he kind of has to take on the responsibility of looking after Ezra, training Ezra.
Yeah.
So he has to grow and mature way faster than he should.
Yeah.
And he survived Order 66.
Ooh la la. My number 2 is Chopper. Because even though you can't understand what he's saying, I'm like, those one-off episodes where it's just him, I'm like, this is awesome. But I had to put him number 2 because my number 1 has to be a character that I would love to continue to follow, and that is Hera. She's awesome. Especially after seeing, I don't know if you have finally watched it, The Forces of Destiny,
I watched it.
where they're on Endor, and then Hera's there and talking to Han. And I'm like, oh, what's happening? So it's like, she survives, it seems. Like, she's in Rogue One now.
And she's on Endor.
So I'm very curious.
Now, the one thing I didn't like about that Force of Destiny was when Han had to say the Ghost was better than the Falcon. I also thought the Ghost was way too big. I think it should be smaller than the Falcon. Just saying.
Yeah, I can kind of agree with that. But yeah, no, I find her very interesting. I feel like she's like the true rebel in the group because it's sort of...
Well, her father's Chan.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, everyone's sort of like, they're for the rebellion, but she is devoted. Like, she puts everything to the side sometimes for the rebellion. And, like, I would love to know more, so.
Good pick. Hera's not on my list.
Oh.
My number 1, Callus.
Ooh, yeah. I think that was what I originally had instead of Ezra.
I went with Callus because I like that he turned, and I like that he was a... See, Callus was Thrawn in the first few seasons. He's what Thrawn turned into. But he's allowed, like, the rebels are allowed to escape Callus because he is not Thrawn. He's Callus. We don't know anything about him. And then that episode with him and Zeb stuck on the planet, you saw him start to change.
Yeah.
And I thought they really did that well. That he had that point of view episode.
Yeah.
And now he's got the hair, Hot Callus, # Hot Callus. But he's just like... I really like Callus. David Oyelowo does his voice. Yeah. I think it's fantastic. I wish he could play him in a movie, but I don't know if that would work because of reasons. But, I would like to see him. Of all the Rebels characters, I would like to see him. Maybe Hera, but him, definitely. And he's the one that I think if you look at him visually, easiest one to put in a movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Aside from Kanan and Ezra and Sabine.
No, it's cool that I don't even attempt David like it's cool because he's does some real serious movies, but to like be devoted for 4 seasons to this show. I mean, granted, it's just voiceover and stuff like that, but like that's pretty cool. Like it's usually nothing against anyone else that works on the show, but it was like, oh, this guy was he in 12 Years a Slave?
He was in Selma.
Selma, sorry. Wow.
And the King of Cotway. Queen? Whatever. I haven't seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Cotway. It's on my list.
Cotway, yeah. But he's in, like, real dramatic things. So it's kind of cool. And he brings that to this show. So it's kind of cool. It's like, well, I have a project. It's a kid's show. But it's not really a kid's show because it's Star Wars.
It started a kid's show. It's definitely going.
Yeah, especially since when is it on Mondays? Like 9 o'clock at night. I was thinking about that the other night.
I was talking with Andrew. Stormtroopers get blown up now. Like flat out blown up.
Oh, I mean, the 3rd season they just throw Stormtroopers off the thing. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and that was I think Saturdays at 8. So
yeah,
it's definitely a grown up. It's a little more grown up than it was when it first started. Because when it started, it was 100%. For kids. There's no question. Well, that's 67 weeks of this.
67.
God, when are you going to kick me out of your house?
I don't know. I have nothing clever to say.
Next week, our journey to The Last Jedi will continue. Check out our Patreon page. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe on this channel. Like us on this channel. That helps us out immensely. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.
And may the force of others be with you.
Loth always.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.